Hello and welcome back. We already read the book May Among the Stars. I really hope you liked this book. Today we are going to do what good readers do. Good readers zoom in on the text. So today we are going to zoom in on the text and we are going to find out who the author is, what their role is, who the illustrator is, what their role or job is, what type of text this is, and we are going to talk about the different parts of the book. So, to start with, I am going to read the title. Right here, this is the title. The title is the name of the book. Everyone say that with me. The title is the name of the book. Good job. Say it on your own. Wonderful. Okay, so right here is the title. You can normally find the title of the book in two places. You can find it right here on the front cover of the book, and you can find it on the title page. As you see here again, May Among the Stars is the title, and it's on the title page. This book actually has two different pages that look like the title page. This one just has the title, and this one has the title as well as the author and illustrator. Most title pages have the author and illustrator, so we're going to use this one as our title page. Okay, so we have our title, May Among the Stars. Say the title with me. May Among the Stars. Okay, this is the front cover of our book. Say front cover. Front cover. Okay. This is the back cover of our book. Say back cover. Back cover. Good job. This is our title page. Say title page. And on the title page, it normally has the title. That's why it's called the title page. It has the author and the illustrator. All right, there's another part of a book that I want to talk about. This is a very important part of the book. This holds the book together. Does anyone know the name of this part of the book? You guessed it, it's the spine. The spine is what holds the book together. I want you to touch your spine. Your spine is on your back. You're going to feel a long bone going from the top of your bottom all the way up to the bottom of your neck or head, okay? So that is your spine. That's what helps give your body its shape. A spine is very important. The spine of our book is very important. It's what helps hold the book together. You can see on this book, it has the title, and it also has the author and the illustrator's last names right here. So if you go to a library and you are looking for a book, they normally have it organized by the author. Some places might have it organized by the title. So when it's on a bookshelf and this is all you see, it's really helpful to have this here so you can help find the book. So this is called the front cover. This is the back cover. This is the spine. What is this called right here? The name of the story. Not of this story, just what do you call the name of a story? The title. And what do you call this page? Yes, the title page, because it has the title written again on it. Okay. So we talked about our parts of the book. As a reminder, when we were in class, we made a book with our hands. Kind of difficult for me to do this for you, but we made a book with our hands and we opened our book this way. So when you open your book, it's mirrored for you. Here, let's see. When you open your book, it's different for me than it is for you. Anyway, when you open your book, you are going to have your front cover. You open it, you have your title page. You turn it over, you have your back cover. So your hands can make a book. You have your front cover, title page, and then the back cover of your book. Okay, now we are going to have a mini quiz, and I am going to ask you the parts of this book. What part of the book is this? What part of the book is this? Right here. What part of the book is this? And what part of the book is this? Okay, so that is going to be in a quiz. You can pause the video here and you can pick back up at another time, or you can keep going and there will be another quiz later in the in this part of the video. Okay, so continuing with our book, May Among the Stars. We are going to zoom in and find out about the author and the illustrator in this story. Okay, what does an author do? What does an author do? The author writes the story. Say that in a full sentence with me. The author writes the story. Now I want to make sure you're using your hand. Even if you feel silly doing it, it's helpful to use your hand because when you're moving your body, it helps your brain remember. So let's say it again together. I want you to move your hand like you're writing the story. The author writes the story. Okay, this time I want you to say it on your own. I'll move my hand with you. Good job. Okay, the author writes the story. Now I want you to think about what the illustrator does. What does the illustrator do? Think in your head. We've already learned about this. Let's see if you can remember. The illustrator draws the pictures. Say that with me. The illustrator draws the pictures. One more time, say it with me. The illustrator draws the pictures. Say it on your own. Okay, so we're going to take a closer look at the author and illustrator of this story, and I want you to find out what their jobs are with me. Written by Rhoda Ahmed. If this is written by Rhoda Ahmed, Rhoda Ahmed must be the what? Either the author or the illustrator. You tell me. Rhoda Ahmed is the author. She wrote the book. Okay. Illustrated by Stacia Burrington. Illustrated by Stacia Burrington. If it was illustrated by Stacia Burrington, then that must mean Stacia Burrington is the what? This one gives you a big hint, is the illustrator. So Stacia Burrington drew the pictures because the illustrator draws the pictures. Okay, time for a mini quiz. Let's zoom in on this book of How Full Is Your Bucket? Okay, this says written by Tom Rath and Mary Reckmeyer. That means two people wrote this book. Tom and Mary wrote this book. So Tom and Mary must be the... Tom and Mary wrote the book, so they must be the authors. Okay. This is illustrated by Mary J. Manning. Illustrated by Mary J. Manning. So if Mary J. Manning is illustrated the book, that's a big hint, they must be the... Ooh, they illustrated the book, so they're the... Okay, they are the illustrator. So those questions are going to be on an assignment for you, so I want to make sure that you post the answers to those questions. All right. So we are going to talk about the type of book this is. We have talked about 3 types of text. There are storybooks, poems, and informational text. Remember, storybooks tell a story. They normally have characters, settings, and events. Poems sometimes rhyme. They're normally shorter than storybooks. And then informational text. Informational text have information about something. So it normally teaches you about something. A lot of times, instead of drawings, there will be actual pictures. So on this, you see a drawing of a girl. This is not a real picture of a girl. This is just a drawing. So that's a big hint that this is not an informational text. So I want us to think back about this book, May Among the Stars. So when we're looking through here, there was lots of pages. Do we think this is short, like a poem? No. And this story is about our character, May. It has a setting. She's outside in this one. She's at home with her mom and her dad. I know at some point she's at school. So it has a setting. There's different places where the character goes. So if it has characters, settings, and events, and it tells a story, then that means it's a storybook. Okay, so this is a storybook. We are going to take a look at another book, and I want you to tell me what type of text it is. Okay, let's take a look at this book. How full is your bucket? So first, I want us to look at this illustration. Is this a real picture of a boy and a dog? Or is this an illustration? Did someone draw or paint this? Let's take a closer look. Is that a real picture? Or did someone draw or paint it? Okay, so remember, if it is an informational text, it normally has real pictures and it teaches you about something. So, are these pictures real? That's going to be our biggest hint. If it's a poem, it is normally shorter than a storybook. Let's look through all of these pages. Do we think it's short enough to be a poem? Okay. And if it is a storybook, it tells a story. It has characters, settings, and events, something that happens. So I want you to think about this story. Does this story have characters? Do things happen in this story? And does this story take place at, does this story have a setting, so where it takes place? So maybe like at a house or at school. So I want you to tell me whether you think this story is a storybook. Whether you think this book is a storybook, an informational text, or whether it's a poem. And I want you to tell me in our reading assignment.